Welcome, seekers of the truth, to the Magical Services channel. So this is going to be a most supreme love horoscope for the general collective for this full moon Sunday that is coming on this day of June 28th, 2026. So with that said, let's get into your horoscope, collective. The collective romantic atmosphere is rapidly accelerating toward a blinding point of emotional illumination, forcing every hidden insecurity, unspoken expectation, and buried resentment into the stark, unforgiving light of day as the lunar cycle peaks, demanding an immediate and unavoidable reckoning between the desperate craving for deep emotional fusion and the equally powerful need for absolute personal freedom. You are currently navigating a highly volatile relational paradox where the desire to nest, protect, and merge completely with a partner is violently clashing with a restless, philosophical urge to break free from any perceived emotional suffocation or domestic routine, creating a push-pull dynamic where one partner pulls closer out of fear of abandonment while the other pulls away out of fear of being trapped. This tension will manifest as sudden, blunt confrontations where the unfiltered truth is delivered without tact, shattering delicate illusions and forcing you to decide whether you can handle the raw, unvarnished reality of your partner's needs, or if the friction of those opposing desires will irreparably fracture the bond, often resulting in explosive arguments that clear the air but leave both parties questioning the long-term viability of the connection. For those in established partnerships, this period acts as a crucible that will either forge an unbreakable commitment through radical honesty or expose fundamental incompatibilities regarding how much space and independence each person requires to feel alive, making it impossible to maintain the status quo or sweep underlying issues under the rug any longer. And those who attempt to cling to control or manipulate the narrative will find their efforts backfiring spectacularly. As the emotional pressure reaches its zenith, the romantic drive simultaneously shifts into a fiercely proud, theatrical, and unapologetically expressive territory where the need for validation, admiration, and grand gestures becomes non-negotiable, elevating your standards to the point where you will absolutely refuse to be kept in the shadows, treated as an afterthought, or loved in a way that feels mundane, predictable, or uninspired. You will demand to be celebrated and placed on a pedestal, and any partner who fails to match this level of warmth, generosity, and romantic devotion will quickly find themselves discarded, as the collective ego is entirely unwilling to accept anything less than total, enthusiastic adoration, leading to a surge in breakups among those who have taken their partner's affection for granted. Beneath this proud exterior, however, the physical and sexual dynamics are undergoing a subtle but significant transition, moving away from stubborn, entrenched, and highly possessive patterns of desire toward a much lighter, more intellectually stimulated, and highly flirtatious energy that prioritizes witty banter, mental connection, and playful exploration over heavy emotional draining processing. This shift will breathe new life into stagnant romances by encouraging a more communicative and adventurous approach to intimacy. But it also introduces a streak of unpredictability and restlessness where you may easily become bored by routine and crave novelty, making it crucial to maintain a delicate balance between keeping things exciting and avoiding the appearance of emotional detachment when depth is required. And those who fail to adapt to this lighter energy will find themselves left behind. Just as this new communicative rhythm begins to establish itself, the underlying currents of power, control, and karmic destiny within your relationships are being violently disrupted, forcing a profound dismantling of outdated relationship contracts, codependent entanglements, and restrictive social expectations that have long stifled your authentic self. Sudden unexpected shifts will abruptly remove you from comfortable but stagnant relational ruts, exposing power imbalances and manipulative dynamics that can no longer be sustained, calling you to release any attachments that demand the suppression of your individuality or that rely on fear, obligation, or financial dependence to maintain the connection. The trajectory of your romantic life is pointing toward a radical liberation where you are being guided to integrate the lessons of past karmic cycles, releasing the tendency to either lose yourself completely in a romantic merger or to hyperanalyze and critique your partner to the point of emotional detachment. And instead, you are being pushed toward a revolutionary model of partnership that honors mutual autonomy, intellectual freedom, and the radical acceptance of each other's flaws without the need to control or fix one another. For singles, this intense atmospheric shift acts as a powerful magnet for unconventional, bold, and fiercely independent individuals who will challenge your worldview and refuse to conform to traditional romantic scripts, bringing a surge of excitement and unpredictability into your love life that will completely shatter your usual type and force you to expand your horizons, often leading to whirlwind romances that defy logical explanation. However, you must remain vigilant against the seductive pull of nostalgia, as the heavy emotional undercurrents will likely trigger a resurgence of former lovers or past romantic entanglements demanding closure or reconciliation. But the universe is not asking you to rewrite history. Rather, it is using these echoes of the past to highlight how far you have evolved and to prove that returning to old dynamics would be a regression that your newly elevated pride and need for freedom will simply not allow. Ultimately, the outcome of this intense relational crucible depends entirely on your willingness to embrace the blinding truth without flinching, to assert your worth without apology, and to allow the necessary endings to occur without resistance. Because the illusions are burning away, the outdated structures of your love life are collapsing, and a profoundly more liberated, authentic, and electrifying approach to romance is emerging from the ashes, ready to step into a future where your connections are built on unshakable honesty, mutual empowerment, and the beautiful, dynamic balance between deep emotional intimacy and absolute personal freedom. So that is what I have for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video or comment this video or share this video or hype this video or subscribe to our channel if you have not already or hype our channel. All those actions would be greatly appreciated. Now, make sure to check out the offer in the description box. It could be very, very useful. And beyond the SYNASTRY charts that are talked about in the description box, I also do all kinds of astrology charts, personal charts, SYNASTRY charts, composite charts, of course, and all kinds of charts that you'd probably be interested in. So just ask about it and we'll see how we can make it happen. In case you want to do that, my email is in the about section in the description box, and so you can contact me through that. And beyond that, I thank you so much for being here and for supporting our channel. Until the next time, blessings.